Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Well, maybe you're new, I don't know. Hi, I'm Cleshawn. So this video is about finding your personal style, while ignoring fashion trends. And that is like so hard to do, especially in this day and age, in this, Insta, Snap, blog, vlog world. It's really hard to kind of like find your personal style while ignoring, the masses out there, because, we're all influenced by them, I personally, this is something I've been working on over the past few years. This is not something that can happen overnight, finding your personal style. Let me give you more of a background. I've actually worked in fashion. I've worked in fashion my entire professional career. And my interest in fashion pretty much started through my grandmother and my mother. My grandmother was that, church lady who would be up in the church in like her Sunday's best every Sunday with the big old hat and, the pastel suit and the jeweled shoes and the matching accessories. And she was definitely like known for her clothes. And it was just kind of great to see and witness and experience that. And then for my mom, who necessarily wasn't really a church-going person, she had different styles. She had more street style, more urban, like really cool. She would literally be matching from head to toe. And then with us, she would always put us in her own creations. Ripped denim is like all the rage, but I've literally been wearing ripped denim since I was a kid. I have pictures, but we would have these super bright pants with triangle cutouts and a lot of slashes in the legs, and we would just really be on point. And for me personally, I really had to embrace dressing well, because I just wasn't that cute now. I wasn't, and I got teased. I didn't have a lot of hair. I wasn't as cute as my sisters, so yeah, I got teased a lot. So I definitely stepped up my game, and I really became interested in fashion. I'm pretty much the only one in my family that actually has pursued that avenue. But yeah, so anywho, I've been interested in fashion, and when I was young, 13, I subscribed to 17 magazine, and then that really got it started. So I always had these outside influences of, what fashion is and what it should be, what it should look like, how you should wear it, when you should wear it, why you should wear it, all these rules. And I would just collect all this stuff that I didn't need, from an early age up until, college years, and shoot, even now sometimes. Yeah, I just would go a little crazy and just have all this stuff that wasn't necessarily me. I went to FITM down in downtown LA, and I studied merchandise marketing. So I was surrounded by these fashion girls from all over, fashion girls and boys. And then, I don't know, I would experiment and dress. I went through a whole bunch of phases, and I don't know, I was having fun, but I still definitely didn't feel even then I had my own personal style. And then from there I moved to New York, and in New York is really when I kind of became me, who I am. I became my person. I kind of knew who I was and what I was about. I really was able to kind of discover certain parts of myself, my personality, when I moved to New York. And I think I want to do a video on that, because I feel like if you haven't been to New York, you should definitely visit. If you have an opportunity to live in New York, you should definitely do it, because I feel like there's really no place like it. And I don't know, you can really learn some stuff while you're there. So I don't know, maybe I'll do a video on that. Really new, when I moved to New York is when I kind of had no choice but to kind of figure out, who I was. And honestly, I didn't have a lot of money to buy a lot of crap anyway. I mean, that didn't stop me, but I had no choice but to kind of hone my personal style. So it really started with me blatantly ignoring fashion people and trends. So the way I was able to find my personal style while ignoring trends, for me, I had to change my whole thought process. It actually started with me completely avoiding stores. I was you know what, I can't go into any stores, because when I go in there, I feel like I need everything, and I know I don't need everything. So for a while, I just ignored stores. So you might have to do that. We might have to start there with you. I think the first thing you have to do is clear your mind. These days, we really do have cluttered minds. And a lot of it stems from actual physical clutter. Maybe we have a bunch of clothes in a corner, you know, that we all have that pile on the chair of clothes that we need to put away, that we have not put away, but we need to get rid of that pile. You know, maybe we have our schoolwork or homework or actual work on the tables. We need to get that away. Just like literally just decluttering. I like to clear my mind by first cleaning, and then I like to meditate. And I'm not talking about a 60-minute meditation, just more like a good 5-minute guided meditation, or I don't know. I really am refreshed after something as simple as that. I also like to read. So, you know, I think you just kind of have to figure out like what is that, what makes you happy, what gives you some solace. Just like figure that out and just practice that. So the second thing I like to do is gather inspiration. And for me, that's mood boarding. I like to do them weekly and then sometimes monthly. And I just gather images that speak to me. It doesn't have to be a specific particular image, just whatever calls out to you. And obviously, like, I'm a creative person. For me, that's typically fashion, some homes, and then a lot of like words, like super inspiring words or mantras or whatever. So as I'm doing my mood boards, I'm realizing that certain patterns, certain colors, textures, moods, I see this whole thing developing, and for me that kind of helps me with like my clothes. Maybe it's like I'm noticing a certain color, like, wow, I'm really into black these days, or wow, I like a pop of red. You just kind of like, you start to notice these patterns. And for me, that directly correlates with the third thing, the third topic, which is adopting a uniform. I think we really don't have as much time as we like, and we're wasting too much of that precious time on clothes, or trying to figure out what to wear, or screaming about how we don't have anything to wear, when pretty much that just means you have too much to wear and you just can't figure it out. So if you look at like the fashion elite, for instance, Anna Wintour, you notice that, you know, they wear the same thing over and over, just like in different variations, different versions of the same outfit. And it really helps you kind of focus on the important things, you know, whatever is going on in your life. And you can definitely still have fun with a uniform, you know, so don't think that it's some boring thing. But yeah, definitely try to adopt a uniform. Yeah, so the fourth thing that I want to talk about is purging away, and that's just really getting rid of the things that don't bring you joy. We just have a lot of that in our lives and in people as well. We really just need to get it away. If it's not really making you happy, then it needs to go bye-bye. And we do a lot of that with just impulse buys. So just try not to like buy anything that you don't need. And for me, when I'm in a store, I like will pick up a shirt and say like, okay, am I gonna be happy like with this shirt? Am I gonna be super, super sad if I leave this store and I do not have this shirt with me? And like literally 9 times out of 10, the answer is like, girl, you don't need that shirt, put it back. You know, if it's cute, pick it up, admire its cuteness. You are a cute shirt, but I don't need you. And for me, that works. But yeah, so we just have all of this stuff in our closets typically. That's like all of these impulse buys that we shouldn't have got in the first place. So unfortunately, you're just gonna have to get rid of it. Maybe you can sell it, give it to a friend who's really gonna appreciate it. I don't know, but you have to get rid of it. And typically when you're purging away, you'll actually notice that uniform. So these steps aren't necessarily in a direct order, but by getting rid of the stuff that you don't love, that you don't need, you'll like notice that there are certain pieces that you gravitate towards. And for me, that's t-shirt and jeans. Like I love a good t-shirt and jeans, and for me that can get sloppy really quickly, so I like to elevate it. Maybe I'll have a red lip, maybe I'll put on a blazer or my, you know, trusty moto jacket. But yeah, like you'll start noticing your actual uniform. And a uniform doesn't necessarily mean some boring thing. It's just something that you love and you've made yours, and it's something that people will admire you for. So as you can see, these are more about changing your thought process, not necessarily hard and fast rules to follow. If you need that, if you want more tangible tips, then I would check out this website called Into Mine. It's a really great website, and it's from this German girl, and I guess her whole thing is about, you know, creating the perfect wardrobe. So just go over and check out her website. if you need that whole like, you know, what 3 tops to buy and what skirts you must have, like I don't personally believe in that, but you know, I can definitely give you some great bloggers to follow in that respect. But yeah, like I think if you kind of do these 4 things, you really will be able to find your personal style, and I don't know, really think about that whole thing a lot better, and it will make you much happier.